Are you still single? When are you finally going to settle down and get married? What is going on with you? Your standards are possibly way too high. Aren't you worried about your biological clock though? I want to hold my grandchildren soon, you know. You are wasting time. Sounds familiar? I'm sure by now you know what I'll be speaking about in this video. This one will be all about pressure. Hello and welcome back to Divine Love Decoded. I hope you are all doing well by God's grace. I've got my tea here. Go and get yours. Let's talk. The pressure to get married is on, and it is coming from all fronts. Listen, is it me or is it actually getting worse? Whether it's your family dropping hints at every gathering, friends constantly asking if you've met someone, or colleagues wondering why you're still single, the external pressure can be intense, especially for someone who desires marriage but just hasn't found the right one yet. And let's not forget the internal pressure, right? The nagging voice inside of your head questioning, is there something wrong with me, or will I ever find the one? These pressures can leave you feeling anxious, they can leave you feeling inadequate, and they can even make you question God's plan for your life. If you can relate to this, you are feeling the pressure all around you and it's literally tearing you down. Don't go anywhere because this video will help you. Over the last years, I've given this advice on this particular issue, and whoever I've given this advice to comes back to thank me and tells me it works. So listen to this one and thank me later. When it comes to the topic of putting pressure on women, I remember an auntie literally cornering a young woman at a family party, asking her, when are you going to finally settle down? You're old enough, you know. All your cousins are married with children. Are you waiting for your ex to expire? I know many of you have faced similar situations and it hurts. As a bystander at that party, all I could think was, ouch. And that it was such an insensitive thing to say to someone. But unfortunately these days, some people just don't have any filter, which is the reason why we need to learn how to deal with these kinds of situations effectively. Women have come to me exhausted and literally frustrated by these intrusive and rude comments from family and friends and even total strangers. But here's the thing. You are not alone in this battle. Did you know that over 70% of single women report feeling pressured about their relationship status? That's right, it's not just you. Now, let's move away from the problem and let's look at some strategies on how we can manage this kind of situation of pressure coming from family members. We're talking the moms, the dads, the cousins, the friends, the colleagues, and others as single Christian ladies. What can we do? How I think you should manage each situation really depends on your level of relationship with the respective person that is making these comments. And I will tell you exactly what I mean by that. In simple terms, how you respond depends on your relation to the person that is speaking. I would say there are 3 layers to this. Now hear me out. The first layer, let's say you are in the middle. The first layer will be the furthest away from you, right? If the person that is making the silly comments is just a stranger on the street or a distant acquaintance, don't waste any energy there, ladies. They don't know you, you don't know them. Just ignore them and move on. High probability is that you will never see them again, and that's cool. Their opinion doesn't define you. However, if those sorts of comments and pressures are coming from close friends and close family members, it is not that easy to just ignore and move on. because you will be around these people very often. You can't be running off anytime they come around, right? So you need to learn how to deal with it. So for the second layer, a bit closer to you, friends and extended family members, those are the aunts, the uncles, the cousins, etc. I would recommend this. First, try to redirect the conversations. When the topic comes up, steer the discussion to other exciting aspects of your life, like your career or your hobbies, things that you like to speak about. It's a subtle way of letting them know I am not comfortable with these questions. However, some people are just stubborn and they might not get it. If they still don't get the hint, you might have to get more serious and go to the second step. And that is set clear boundaries. And how do you do that? It is okay to politely but firmly communicate to someone that while you appreciate their concern, this topic is sensitive and you prefer not to discuss it. So this is sensitive, I don't want to discuss it. Now, when it comes to the third layer, which is the inner circle, right? Those are the close family members. People you see on a daily basis, like your mother, your father, for instance. We have to first start off with an understanding here about mothers. When it comes to moms, the pressure they exert usually comes from a place of love and actually also a place of fear. You have to try and understand that most mothers have always dreamt of their daughters getting married one day. So when they are now seeing that you are at that age where marriage should be the next logical step on the agenda from their point of view, and others are also getting married, but you are not there yet, they worry about you. They start to literally panic and they start to put unnecessary pressure on you. It's not necessarily about irritating you per se. They are just looking out for you in their own crazy way. And here is what I suggest you do with the mums. The first step is conversation. It's all about clear and loving conversation. Choose a calm moment. And the emphasis here is on calm, right? Meaning this should not be right after an argument when emotions are really, really heightened. During a calm moment, totally unrelated to the issue, maybe you guys are even having a laugh about something, having a conversation about something, sit your mom down and have a heart-to-heart with her. Try to express your feelings to her openly. Important here is use I statements to express how the pressure she's putting you on makes you feel. For instance, Mom, I really feel hurt when you are constantly asking me about marriage. It makes me very anxious and it makes me very sad. But then also listen to her feelings and motivations that she might communicate as well during the conversation. At times, mothers, they don't actually recognize what they are doing, how it actually affects you, how it impacts you. They might not have even thought or considered about how it's making you feel when they do what they do. And that is why it is important to voice this to them in a loving way. So there is a certain awareness within them that this is how it is making you feel. Then moving on to the second step, expectation. Within that same conversation with your mom, let her know what you need from her during this season of your life. Maybe it is patience, maybe it is positivity, or maybe it is prayer support. I would really advise that you purposefully set aside time to pray together about your future spouse. Tell her, Mom, the kind of support I need from you in this season of my life would be prayers. Can we pray together once a week? Let mom become your prayer partner. Let mom become your ally. And as she's already really invested in you finding your husband, you can use that high energy in prayer, right? And this is hitting two birds with one stone. It helps you and it also helps her because it helps her grow her faith and ease her anxiety. And that is the little secret. When the fear leaves her, you will likely see a change in how she approaches this topic of marriage with you. Trust me on that. A quick disclaimer here. Of course, how the people in your life are distributed across the layers that I mentioned, the 3 layers, can be totally different depending on your relationships. Some might not be that close to their mothers, but maybe their friends are even closer to them, and that's their inner circle, exerting the most pressure on them. So you can adjust the approach according to your relationships. Ladies, I want to encourage you today. Remember Jeremiah 29 verse 11. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." Amen. At the end of the day, God's timing is perfect, even when others don't understand it. So do not allow anyone to put you down when God has placed you high above all things. Okay, people of God, this was my advice on how to deal with pressure from family, from friends, and even from total strangers in an effective way. Please do share your own experiences with pressure with me. Maybe you have something to add to the list that has worked for you. How have you dealt with pressure so far? Let me know in the comments below. And stay tuned for the next video. I will continue on this topic and we will dive deep into managing eternal pressure. That is the pressure that we put on ourselves. And I will also speak about the dangers of internalizing the pressure to marry. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss it. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, be guided by faith and driven by purpose. Bye bye for now. God bless you.